On Tuesday, the secret police have raided the homes of opposition politicians, allegedly in connection with the mismanagement of the Justice Fund. Officers are searching the locations in various parts of the country, including the home of former Justice Minister Zbigniew Ziobro. According to the spokesman for the National Prosecutor's Office, Przemysław Nowak, on the basis of the material uncovered by investigators, charges have been brought against 5 people, including unlawful payment of more than 66 million Polish zlotys to an entity that did not meet either formal or substantive requirements. 3 people are under provisional arrest. Late on Tuesday, Ziobro held a press conference outside his home in a Warsaw suburb after returning from hospital abroad. The former minister stressed that all these actions are illegal and are the implementation of the political order of Prime Minister Donald Tusk and Minister of Justice Mr. Bodnar. You all know that I recently had a very serious operation. It was documented in a public photo, so you don't have to be a genius or have special operational powers from the Internal Security Agency to find out where I am. Contact me and get into the building in a civilized way. Despite the fact that he was recovering from a complicated operation and undergoing oncological treatment, Zbigniew Ziobro took a break from his therapy and visited his home, which had been searched by the Internal Security Agency. It was categorically established that he was abroad. Contacting him to inform that a search was taking place was obviously pointless. This was the opinion of the prosecution. What is happening is firstly completely illegal. Professor Piotrowski, constitutionalist, talks about offending the constitutional principle of dignity, not only of every citizen, but also of the authorities. How does the current government explain this? The number of people who were harmed. Let me mention Mr. Kwaśniak, probably the most outrageous case, because of Mr. Ziobro deprived him of the right to complain. Recent political history knows cases of searches, detentions, and even imprisonment of politicians. However, the standards of treatment of people by states, as well as the approach of politicians themselves towards law enforcement agency, differ dramatically. One should remember that when Roman Giertych was arrested, he fainted. He was taken to hospital and then fled abroad. This was a glaring difference to what Zbigniew Ziobro did, because Ziobro returned from abroad, and he returned despite being seriously ill. The case of Mr. Gawłowski is similar. The people who searched his house waited 5 hours for him to appear and take part in the search. In this case, the search was carried out in Ziobro's absence, and the surveillance cameras were covered. In spite of his very serious illness, he had the courage as a man to get to the scene of these brutal activities as quickly as possible. And I would like to remind you that one of the politicians, member of the current Sejm, fainted when he saw the prosecutor. This gives you an idea of what a real man is. There is an unwritten rule in the prosecutor's office that no activities are carried out during the holiday season unless they are serious crimes. And then there is a question of pure ethics. If you do not respect the person, you go for an intervention. If you ignore the symptoms of a serious illness, if you trample on peace of their home, if you do not respect the fact that there are children there, you are not only violating the law, but also certain canons and moral principles, rules of conduct in a democratic society. Both Zbigniew Ziobro and Jarosław Kaczyński do not accept such actions. They both believe that politicians of the current government should be brought to justice. It's a spectacle of banditry and lawlessness, for which certain people will one day be held responsible.